Life is a mixture of pain and pleasure, of victory and defeat, success and failure, mountaintops and valleys. Valleys happen throughout life. After every mountaintop, there's always a valley. That's a normal part of life. And we have to learn, how do we trust God in the valleys of our lives? And I love Psalm 23. It's a classic text that so many of us know. Verse 4 says, even when I walk through the darkest valley, I will not be afraid, for you're close beside me. And talking about valleys, think about valleys, they're temporary. They've got an end to them. They don't last. When you're in a valley, you often think it's a dead end, but it's not. Valleys are more like tunnels. There's a beginning and an end. They don't come into your life to stay. They come to pass. And David, when he wrote that psalm, said, you'll be with me. You're with me every moment. God not only promises us his power in the valley, he promises his presence. God says, I'll be with you. David didn't walk through the valley of death. A lot of people say, it's the valley of death. No, he called it the valley of the shadow of death. Remember, the thing about shadows, they always are bigger than the reality. Fear is always greater than the actual problem. It's the fear that's enormous. And the other thing about shadows is that shadows can't hurt you. We learned that as kids. Shadows are just images without substance. They're just shadows. And a shadow, think about this, there is no shadow without a light somewhere. When you're going through a dark valley, you think the sun has stopped shining, but where there is a shadow, there is a light. And when you start to get afraid of the shadow in the dark valleys of your life, turn your back on the shadow and look directly at the light. The shadow falls behind you. Jesus said, I am the light of the world. And when you look at him, you won't be afraid of the shadows around you. He will lead you out of the valleys of your life.